ok. Omo hả? Ghê à. Omo là thị trường mở đúng không? Chứ Omo đâu phải là xà bông. Rồi,
giống mình kìa.
chưa? Cái này chưa? Nghiệp vụ thị trường mở. Này nó nói tới cái cách tình trạng. Rồi, 10 giờ 55 nha, bắt đầu.
Okay, hello everyone. Today I will introduce this about the monetary policies and in this presentation we
Im lặng nè bạn ơi, để tôi nghe.
focus.
Cái mic này không nghe.
Dùng mic đi em ơi, lớp này nó ồn lắm, nghe được đâu.
Okay, again. Hello everyone. Today we're talking about the monetary policies, and the topic we choose is the how did the Vietnam refinancing rate and oil rate in the 7-day change from the 2015 to 2025, and okay, our member is two member is Lee Thuyết and Bích Ngọc. Why we choose the two interest rate? Because they are the most important policy rate used by the State Bank of the Vietnam, and the refinancing shows overall policy direction, whether the monetary policy is easing and tightening, and while the OMO rate directly affects to the short-term liability and the monetary market condition. Okay, my presentation have two parts. First is the analysis for across the 4 key periods, and the second is the solution proposed for the improving interest rate management in the future. Okay, go first the periods. First, in the analysis, we can see the blue lines in the refinancing rate and the green lines in the OMO rate. Next, go first to the first period is 2020 to 2019 is the monetary policy.
Ôi im lặng nè, đang thuyết trình mà ồn quá.
The State Bank of the Vietnam SBV maintain the relative stable interest rate policies, and the refinancing first keep at 6.5% in the 2015 and 2016, and decrease slightly into the 25% in 2017, keep through the 2018, and then low to the 6% by late at 2019. And the oil rate held steady at 5% during the 2015 to 2017, and decreased to 4.75% in 2018. And 4.5% in 2019. When there are no major economic shocks, and the SBB doesn't need to the bank the easy and tightening the policies, and the focus on the maintain the economic and stable rather than the stimulate the economy. Next period is the one of the main part in the world is the aggressive monetary easing to counter the COVID-19 pandemic. When the COVID-19 hit in the early 2020, the SBB responded with the strong monetary easing, and during 2020, the policy interest rate was cut sharply. First is the refinancing rate reduced from 6% to 4%, and it lower bank funding cost, support the lending rates, prevent the paying broke, and keep the credit following during the crisis. the oil rate decreased down to 2.5% is allow the central bank to inject the liquidity into the banking system quickly and flexibility, and ensuring the bank have enough funding to prevent the panic and the short-term liquidity. Okay, next period in 2020, the economic recovery and the post-COVID turning point. Mid-2020, SBB ending the easing and shift to tightening the policy increase 2% in total. Either refinancing rate and oil rate increased to 6.56%. And after the reopening, the money flow faster and demand the growth sharply. The inflation and access the total risk increase. The SBB rise the interest rate to stability the economic to invest at the cost of the short-term growth. Next.
From 2023 to 2024, the SBB use monetary easing policy to support economic recovery between March and June 2023. The SBB implement for consecutive rate cuts. The refinance reduced from 6% to 4.5%. The override 7-day lower around to 4% to 4.5%. In late 2023 and early 2024, the rate keep low with flexible liquidity absorption to limit the exchange rate pressure. Short-term deposit rate selling will cut, leading rate down by 1.5% to 2% from late 2022. In 2025, the SBB adjusted interest rate in line with economic conditions. Rates were cut during COVID-19 rise in 2022 to curb inflation and lower again to support recovery. The refinancing rates signal overall policy direction. The overall rate manage short-term liquidity in banking system. Together, they help stabilize inflation, economic growth, and financial stability. Based on the period 2050 to 2025, we have a solution called the Liquidity and Public Debt Coordination Mechanics, or LCCM, following the SMART framework. First is specific. We set up a formal coordination mechanism between the Ministry of Finance and the State Bank of Vietnam to align government bank issuance with liquidity management. Second is measurable. Adjust to over 80% of bond issuance schedule in first year, reduce overnight interbank interest rate volatility by 30%, save at least 0.5% per year in interest cut on issues. Third is actionable. Start with internal coordination agreement without immediate legal change. for it support inflation and control lower borrowing costs and stabilize the financial stability. Finally, it's time well. The policy will be pilot for 6 months and fully evaluated after 1 year. For the advantage, this solution has several advantages. First is benefits policy effectiveness, reduce conflict between fiscal and monetary policy, helping both work better. Second is saving and market stability. The government can borrow at lower interest rate and the money market become more stable. Third, in efficiency use resources. State budget fund and are used more efficiently as flexible support tool. In conclusion, Vietnam monetary policy has been flexible from 2050 to 2025. But it's not enough on its own. Better coordinate between fiscal and monetary policy is necessary. The LCM is help. It's reduce interest rate, volatility, lower costs, and support stable and unstable economic growth. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your listening.
Rồi, hỏi em này, theo em thì làm sao để coordinate giữa cái fiscal và cái monetary policy cho nó hiệu quả hơn? Suy nghĩ đi một phút. Đối với Việt Nam là làm sao để hai cái này nó được phối hợp cách nhịp nhàng hiệu quả? Một phút suy nghĩ bắt đầu. Trong cái tóm tắt của tụi em á, em có nói một cái là cần phải phối hợp là coordinate cái fiscal policy và cái monetary policy nó hiệu quả hơn. Thì tôi mới hỏi là làm sao để làm được việc đó? Làm sao để làm được việc đó? Sao để phối hợp nó hiệu quả hơn?
Refinancing đều là monetary.
Nè, cái slide cuối cùng nè. Rồi, cái conclusion đúng không? Kìa, dòng cái đoạn thứ hai, dòng cuối cùng. Better coordination between fiscal and monetary policy is needed. Rồi, ok, cần thiết, đồng ý. Làm sao để làm được điều này? Đó, câu hỏi của bạn thôi. Đó, đơn giản. Chỉ phức tạp đâu. Trong slide của em như đầu. Ai làm phần này? Chưa nó trả lời.
Chi tiêu công như thế. Ủa nãy giờ trong bài có đề cập đến thuế hay chi tiêu công mà. Tại vì tôi nhớ là hai cái ý là kiểu refinancing.
Rồi nhóm tiếp theo chuẩn bị nha. Bây giờ là 10 giờ 11 giờ 10 rồi, còn đúng 1 tiếng thôi.
Nói chung là hai chính sách mở rộng hết.
Rồi, còn 3 nhóm rồi đó. Không là sao?
Hoặc là hai chính sách thắt chặt.
Rồi, trả lời đi, hết giờ rồi. Rồi, không thì về luôn nha. Sao?
Biết trả lời không? Tại vì cái bài này
Rồi,
nó nói về
về đi.
refinancing.
Được rồi.
Nhưng nó có fiscal trong trọng.
Tốt rồi. Ok rồi. A rồi, về thôi. Dạ. Cái gì? Cái gì không chơi? Rồi đi mua đi, đi ăn đi để xỉu nữa. Nha. Rồi đi ăn đi uống gì đi.